What up, my brothers and sisters? Today, I'm here to present you a review, an opinion. I don't know if you can call it a review, seeing as I haven't completed the game, but it's pretty much impossible to complete Fallout within a respectable amount of time. But I played the game for, I kid you not, 3 days, 13 hours, 47 minutes, and I think that qualifies me to have an opinion of the game. So whether you want to call this a review or opinion, whatever, here is my view on the game. Anyways, now that we got the pleasantries out of the way, let's get on with the task at hand. Fallout 4. Right, let's start at the beginning. What's the story of Fallout 4? Well, for the first 2 hours, you're going to be customizing your character's face, and I don't think that's much of a story. So after you've done that, the story is you're just a guy or gal living a simple life, you know, eating sandwiches, drinking coffee, taking care of the kids, until some dude appears on your doorstep. He's like, hey, join this vault, you know. One day there's going to be total atomic annihilation, and, you know, you might want to join this vault, hide underground, and, you know, survive. And you're like, whatever. There's never going to be any total atomic annihilation. So you say yes. Well, in my case, I said no. But my wife convinced me to join this vault. So when you join this vault, shit goes down. Total atomic annihilation happens, and you have to go in the vault and try and survive life. But you don't know what's going on. They take you into the vault, and then they freeze you. And then what happens after that? Your wife is shot, and your kid is abducted. And that's where the story really begins. Your quest from there on out is to find your significant other's killer and to find your son. With the story in Fallout 4, you don't necessarily have to follow the main quest. You don't have to go find your boy right away. You got to remember, this is an open world game. You can do pretty much whatever the hell you want. As soon as you leave that vault, no holds are barred. You can go left, right, up, down, all around. You don't have to follow the main quest. You could do every other quest, right? Come back, level 100, all the guns, all this, all that, and then go back and do the main story. The story of Fallout 4 pretty much is whatever you want it to be, right? Whatever you want it to be. So you could be a dick. You could be a nice guy. This, that, and the other. You don't have to follow the main quest, but that's how it all wraps up. Like I said, I haven't finished it yet. So my thoughts on the story are incomplete, but as a Fallout fan, I know that the story is what you make it, essentially. So far, the story for me is good. The more you explore, the more lore you find, the more history you find about the Commonwealth, is called. I still like to call it a wasteland, because really and truly it still is a wasteland. But the more you find, the more you're going to get out of this game. Trust me, I implore you. And the game encourages you to explore. If you check data entries, data logs, you know, the gameplay is pretty much the same as Fallout 3. You kill things, you do quests, and you get up XP to upgrade your perks. You can be a stealthy ninja, or you could choose to be good with guns. You know, big guns like flamethrowers and missile launchers. You know, all kinds of things. Or you can choose to put your skills into hacking and lockpicking. But me personally, I'm a jack of all trades. I like to have a little bit of everything. I like to be good with guns, and also try to be a little bit stealthy, you know, and have a little bit of hacking capabilities. But I feel like the game forces you to pick the gun nut perk. The gun nut perk is where it allows you to upgrade your weapons to do certain things, like have better sights, better recoil, more ammo, you know, stuff like that. I feel like the game forces you to do that, but that's probably just the way I'm playing. Like a lot of games nowadays, there's a lot of customizing, you know, a lot of different ways to approach a scenario. You know, if I can choose to specialize in big guns, I could choose to specialize in rifles or pistols. So it's a bit like Metal Gear Solid 5, where one person can play the game differently to everyone else. So you're never going to see the same gameplay from different people, and that's a good thing. The game allows you to play however you want, and at the end of the day, it is a role-playing game. So the more, the merrier. This time around, the game is shit fucking hard. I mean, when I first played the game, I walked outside, got attacked by mole rats, and fucking died. Oh no, what? Not mole rats. There was mole rats, and then there was these little mosquito things, and I died. It feels like the game is 20 billion times harder. I feel like when you're outside, the whole world is against you. Everything is hostile. I feel like the environment is just crawling with enemies to fucking kill me. So whenever I'm out in the wasteland, I just feel fucking paranoid as hell. And I feel like this is a good thing. This is a really good thing. The game just fucking throws you in. This game does not hold your hand at all whatsoever. It doesn't tell you how to do anything. There are no tutorials, right? There's no follow this waypoint and, you know, go to the next story objective. You have to figure things out on your own. You know, you're thrown into the deep end. And it's kind of refreshing. So I had to drop the difficulty down from survival, and I'm playing on very hard. And yeah, you do eventually get over that hump where things get a little bit easier, but it takes a while. You know, it takes a while for you to gain the senses to approach things in a certain way. Like, don't just walk around like Joe Schmo and shoot everyone up. Sometimes you got to just crouch, scope the area out, see how many guys are there, and then take them out accordingly and try to draw them out. It sounds like I'm playing Metal Gear, but I guess that's just the way I play. I like to just stay out and then look to see how many guys there are, and then proceed accordingly. I got my melee weapon, I got my shotgun, I got my sniper, you know. So I'm trying to just survive as best as I can, because you never know when a Deathclaw's about to attack you. Honestly, it feels like everything is gonna kill you, but you will get over that difficulty curve, I suppose, if you put in the hours. I like the way they've done VATS in this game. Instead of freezing time like it used to in number 3, it makes everything go in slow-mo. And it might not seem like a big change, but it is. It adds urgency to the game. In Fallout 3, you would just freeze time, and you had plenty of time to make a decision. Oh, I could attack his arm, leg, or head, or torso, or whatever. And it kind of was like God mode. Like, you could just stop everything. Everyone, you'll be fine, and you'll be like, everyone stop, let me just shoot your face, yeah? Just stand there, yeah? Let me just shoot you in the face a couple times. But in this game, it just brings everything to slow-mo, and they can still attack you. So you could die in the middle of VATS, and I like that. It just makes the world that much more against you. You feel powerless in certain situations. But one thing I don't like what they changed about VATS in this game, you can't target the opponent's weapon. Yeah, you can shoot their arms and legs off, but in number 3, you can shoot the gun out of their hand. And I feel like, I don't know why they've taken that away, but that's just a little niggle about VATS. I just like the overall aspect of it just being slowed down, and it's more urgent. You got to make decisions quickly, you know? It's good. The main reason you're watching people play this game, or you're actually playing this game, is the exploration. And the more you explore, you're rewarded with quests, you know, secret items or weapons. And, you know, sometimes you'll come across a legendary monster and you kill it and you get a rare weapon that has a certain ability. Like, one might have cheaper costs in VATS so that you can use more gunshots in VATS, or one might have an effect that cripples the enemy's limbs easier, etc. Like, there's loads of different attributes. It will take me years to go through the entire list. But as you're exploring, random fucking things can happen. There was one time where I saw 2 Deathclaws fighting each other. It was fucking insane, right? And then they didn't finish the fight. One Deathclaw... It's better if I just show you. What the fuck? I can safely say I've never seen this in a Fallout game. 2 fucking Deathclaws. Well, one of them's glitched out. Okay. Well, the other one just ran off. I'll take you one then. I'll take you one. And I missed that point blank range of the fucking sniper. What? Are they both attacking me? A fucking Yao Guai? What is going on? Where the fuck am I? He blew up! Where's the other one? Where's the bear? And you know, after that, straight after that, I was attacked by loads of raiders and I died. And you know what? I like this. These random occurrences that could happen aren't necessary. I don't know if they're scripted. If they are, well fucking done. But I feel like every time I go out there and I don't fast travel, because you can fast travel in this game, or you can choose to like walk to every mission. But sometimes I'll just say, you know what, fuck it, today I'm gonna walk. And sometimes you're rewarded for just walking around, like exploring. So I think that's another great aspect about this game. Everything you can interact with, you can pick up everything, you can scrap everything to get parts for your town, etc. It's fun to explore. In this game, the environments feel much more densely packed. As you're exploring, you could find 5 different areas in the same like sort of square mile, for example. And although all those different new locations would be a fully enterable building, like you could go up and down the stairs, you know, etc. And I feel like this is a good and a bad thing. It has given an excuse for the developers not to make a larger map. You know what I'm saying? And also, as you're exploring, it plays havoc with your little compass, because you'll be exploring and there'll be 5 different blips on the map and you don't know which ones are which, and they all have the same shape. So you'll have to open the map and just make sure you're going to the right area. It's happened to me a couple of times, but this is also a good and bad thing. And this is also the first game where I know of where you can actually leave the map area. Like you'll open the map and it'll be a square. And there was a mission that took me out to go to this irradiated zone, like where no life could live. And this was outside of the map zone. And I was like, huh, how big is the map then? So I could safely say maybe the map is slightly larger. But I feel like they could use more of the power of the PS4 to make the map bigger. But you know what? I don't want to spend 20 years making this game. I'm just happy that the friggin' game's out. The level up tree in this game is fucking massive. Like I said earlier on, I've been playing this game for 23 days. I've been playing this game for 3 days and 13 hours, and I'm level 30 odd. I can't remember, but I'm level 30 odd, and I haven't even scratched the surface of the level tree yet. I'm not even halfway through. Like, I don't even know what the level cap is. Let's just put it that way. I don't know how I'm going to unlock everything. I don't know if you can only unlock a certain amount of perks. Maybe I should have done my research, but this is all new to me. And this is how I play the game. I just jump in. I don't want to look up a guide and, you know, see how to do certain things, because that will spoil it. It's all about its exploration and finding things out on your own. I feel, you know, I feel like I'm being old school, but that's just how it should be. And you know what? I don't know. Being a jack of all trades might not have been the right way to play, but I don't like to be locked down into one category. And this is, to me, that's amazing. How could you make a skill tree that big? If this was Fallout 3, I would have completed one like complete perk. I would have had all my agility perks unlocked by now. You know, and seeing as I'm level 30, in Fallout 3 the level cap is level 20. And there's so much possibilities. I'm still like exploring the perk tree, and I don't know where I'm gonna end up basically. And you know, again, I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt. How far can I go? If I'm able to unlock every skill in the perk tree, then wow, you must be godlike by hour 50 million, and I've only scratched the surface. So I guess the perk tree just allows you to customize your character that even more to a more precise way of playing. So yeah, that's great. Speaking of customization, you can customize your guns, like I was speaking about earlier. You can customize your clothing to make you carry more or give you more defense against radiation, physical damage, etc. Or you can customize your power armor. Your power armor is basically just like, well, super badass armor essentially. You can customize that to even greater more extent of your regular armor. So for example, you could make it so that it could give you more charisma points, or you can make it superly protect you against radiation and laser weapons, for example. I don't really like to rely on the thing because it's kind of big and bulky. It's not really my style, but I like the fact that when you try and swim in power armor, instead of swimming, your guy will just walk across the bottom of the water. It's quite badass. And I also like the torch in the power armor. It's big and bright. It's quite badass. It's quite badass, just not my style. But like I said, you play the game however you want. And that's the best thing about it. Alright, so let's just talk about the general positives about the game that I like. Here's one major thing that I like about the game, and it's nothing to do with gameplay. I've noticed that there are a lot more black people in this game in general. It seems like there's 4 races. There's super mutants, robots, random creatures, and then black and white people. This game, it seems like every other character is black. There's no Hispanic, or anything like that. You're either black or white in this game. So props to them for having more minorities in the game. But if it feels like they're overcompensating, that's what it feels like. If you're gonna have minorities, have them all in there. Don't just have white people and black people. But that's by the by. Anyways, another part I liked about this game, and it might only happen once, but there was this puzzle where I had to find a railroad, and to do that, they didn't give you any clues. The only clue they gave you was go to this position, and ask this robot to find a railroad. And you have to have your wits about it. I'm not going to spoil it, but you have to have your wits about it to figure it out. And I actually had to get out pen and paper and write down notes. And the game hasn't made me do that since I played the original Resident Evil. Even though you don't really have to take notes from Resident Evil, I just like the idea, I've left a green herb in this room, X, Y, and Z. But I just like the idea, it made me use a pen and paper, and I felt like I was playing a character in a role-playing fucking game, and that's the point. It made me feel like I was actually in the game. So if there's no more puzzles like that in this game, Bethesda, get on it. Get more interactive with the puzzles, Make people get more lost in the world, It's sick. And also, another part I like about the game, obviously, the weapon customization and the armor customization. That's probably one of the best things they've put in it. I just like how I could have any different scope on a weapon, or change my laser weapon to a shotgun laser or an automatic laser. You can pretty much do it with every gun. And wow, it just adds that level of customization that not all games bring, I can't believe I've gone this long without talking about the companions. I like how you can command the companions to do certain things. Like with Nick, you can tell him to hack things or unlock certain doors. I don't know what the other perks are to other companions, but with Nick, he's probably my favorite so far. You can tell him to hack master level computers and whatnot. Another thing about the companions, it seems like they've given them more of a character, more of a backstory. Again, with Nick, because I've used him the most, he just randomly walked up to me and said, "Oh, I got my memories from this guy, and I want you to try and help me track down this old school crime boss." And I feel like in future, if you get your relationship level up with other companions, they'll offer you exclusive quests. So whenever you're playing the game, you'll do certain things that will say, Nick loved that, Dance disliked that. So what I'm getting from the game is that the companions like and dislike certain things you do within the game, and that affects your relationship with them. I've only played the game for a couple of hours, and I've got about 5 companions already. I got Dance, I got Nick, I got Dogmeat, Codsworth, Strong. He's a super mutant. Yes, you do get a super mutant. He never stops fucking talking, by the way. And I'm sure there's many more. And I like the fact that there's so many. So that probably means that there's so many hidden quests that they give you, and that gives you more chances to explore the wasteland and whatnot. And one thing I dislike about the companions is that they're immortal, So whenever we're fighting in combat in the field, in Fallout 3, I had my favorite companion was Sharon. He was a what do you call him? He was a ghoul, and whenever we would enter combat together, we were true buddies. I cared about his life. I'll give him the best gun that I had, like the combat shotgun, and there was a risk to it, bringing companions out with you, because they could die at any time. A death claw could just come up from behind you and just kill your fucking companion. And even though you've given him the best power armor and the best weapon, he could still die at a moment's notice, and you have to start back at the checkpoint. And that's why you give them those things, to give them more of a chance of surviving. So when it comes to this game, I don't really care what happens to my companion. And they don't really feel like a true companion. The most that will happen to them is that they'll fall on the floor and stay there for a minute or so, and then they'll get back up. So I feel like they should bring back the fact that the companions can die. That gives more of a realism to it. Like when in Fallout 3, when Dogmeat saw an enemy, he would just go after them, and you'd be like, Dogmeat, no, please. And then Dogmeat will always die. Like every time he'll go out there and get himself killed, he's a reckless little pup, but I love him. In fact, there was a perk in number 3 called Dogmeat's Puppies. Whenever Dogmeat died, a new puppy would replace him. It was funny, but that leads me into the negatives I have about the game. With the positives comes a few negatives. There must be balance in this universe. I've noticed that the HUD wasn't like how it used to be. Like on the compass meter, there used to be like little lines, you know, and you don't really notice how useful those little lines are. It's just a helpful way to let you know where your character is facing in relation to north, east, south, and west. It might seem like a little thing, but it annoyed the hell out of me. Maybe because I'm a OCD type person, but those little lines help. I feel like my decisions don't matter in this game whatsoever. Like there's no karma system, there's no definitive good or bad, and I guess you could say that's a good thing. Like the world isn't just black and white, but at the end of the day, it's a game, and I like the idea that in number 3 I could have Megaton blown up, and that would make me instantly evil. It would make me the devil on a karma system. I feel like they shouldn't have taken the karma system out, because you get perks for being absolutely good or absolutely evil or absolutely neutral. And in this game, I feel like I can say whatever the hell I want, and it has no impact on the story whatsoever. So I think there should be more repercussions for what you say in the game, or say and do. So please, guys, Bethesda, put the fucking karma system back in. Make my choices matter. Make my words matter. And you know what it's like with these Bethesda games. There's gonna be a shit pile of glitches, man. I've had people get stuck in geometry. I've had my companions not looking at me when I'm talking to them. I've had explosions going in the background while I'm talking to people. And probably the biggest glitch I've had so far, and I'm so glad I caught it in camera. I spawned outside. I fast traveled to a vault, and I saw some enemies, and then my screen went white. And I was zoomed into my gun. I was just about to aim with my sniper, and it froze. And then I fell out of the sky and fell into a river. And then I was attacked by a Mylurk Emperor. I'll just show you. It's fucking ridiculous. What the fuck? What the hell's going on? Huh? What in the hell? Okay. What the fuck? What the hell? What is going on? Like, if stuff like that can happen, I don't know what else kind of glitches are in this game, but come on, guys. When you're making a game, just test the fuck out of it. I know it's a big, massive game, but come on, shit like this shouldn't be happening. It's annoying. But to be fair, with a giant game like this, some bugs are to be expected. But come on, dudes, seriously. Also, another thing about this game that I absolutely fucking detest is that some enemies seem to have fucking infinite grenades. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've been killed by non-stop fucking Molotov grenades. It's fucking annoying as hell. And it was probably one of the main reasons why, when I first got this game, I played for about 2 hours and I stopped because everything was fucking killing me. I felt like I couldn't move without a grenade being thrown at me. You know, if you're gonna have the enemies have grenades, give them a limited amount of grenades and don't make every fucking enemy have them, you know? Shit. In the grand scheme of things, those are just little annoyances I have with the game. You've heard me flap my gums long enough about this game, so what's the rating? You know? You know how I do. I don't give numbered scores, so what's the bottom line? Should you or should you not this game? Is it mediocre? What is it? And here's my quote of the game. What the fuck are you waiting for? That's the score. What the fuck are you waiting for? If you love games, if you love shooting guys, if you like getting XP, if you like playing the game however you want, what the fuck are you waiting for? Buy this fucking game now. It's the best game you'll probably play for years. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this game. I'm going to play it for many more hours, many more days. And yeah, that's what I'll be doing for the rest of my fucking life. Until Fallout 5 comes out. So until then, I will see you later. Fallout 4 review. Done. Holy fuck. Well, there's a lot of
I
stuff
cleared
I
that place
through.
out for you. Should be safe for your friends to move in now.
Oh, nice to have some good news around here for a change.
104 caps.
Business is good.
Is this supposed to be a joke? I thought Milux, fucking Deathclaws, Raiders, and all those fucking ghouls, you dickhead. You give me 104 caps.
You got any sense?
Does anyone else have anything to say about that? What about you, huh? Do you have 104 caps? I've got 104 caps right here for you. You piece of shit. Come here, dickheads. Fucking 104 fucking caps.